A very good morning to all of you. Siddharth Prakash, the man coming all the way from Google to Goa. Our good friend Prudent, one of the stalwarts of the IT ecosystem in Goa. Our good friend Konkani, all our friends coming from different colleges, from the academy, from the research area, from the industry, electronic media, press, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to all of you. Prajot Santalo Maka, ki everybody was on time. So I think there's the new thing in the system. I think you guys need to clap for yourselves. We have a GST of another type, a Goa stretchable time. So normally if the function needs to start at 10, you have to give a shout out at 8:30. So by 10 at least you are able to take off. But yeah, I believe everybody has been on time. You have been experiencing a day which is something which you all were waiting for. First ever AI focused conference built with AI with Google. I think it is not just an event. I think it's a big step forward in our journey towards becoming a technology driven state. How many of you here want to be, what are your future plans? Job, employment कितले जाण शकतात? How many of you are looking at employment? What the rest want to do? How many of you guys want to give employment? Good. I think some of them don't want to do anything. Raise your hands up. What happens is we need to understand the future of our children where the government wants to drive something. Over the years, from my last 10 years to the now, as an IT minister, we have been trying to put a lot of things in the ecosystem. End of the day, whether the academia, industry and the government works together, the product is only when you guys have the fruits of it. The government wants to encourage the people who have to become like job givers, not job seekers. Not that I discourage them, I don't discourage them. But then the overall industry, if we need to move and start looking at opportunities, there are so many opportunities that are coming way that we cannot discount, neither can we neglect. Today you all are going to have a great day because all you students, industry leaders, I think Nitin is going to give his talk. Everybody in one place, which will allow you all to collaborate, get more things going, open ideas, open your mind much in a much better way and understand what you need to be doing. I always believe that the talent lies in goals in a big way. Exposure is one thing which sometimes lacks at a particular point, which leads to lack of opportunities, and this lack of opportunities do not allow you to take your career in a manner which you normally would dream or plan about. I was just looking at so many things around. I think our generation is one generation which you all may envy to a certain place, that myself and Nitin come in that era, that we have seen the cassette players, and from there, from the transistors to the cassette players to what we are today in terms of technology driven, in terms of things which we would have never imagined. When the phones had just started coming out, we were told that there will be a day when you will be able to watch TV on a phone. And we used to laugh those days. TV and phone are just anything. And today we are looking at smartphones giving everything. Today we are talking about AI, we are talking about AR, we are talking about VR. Things which we have not even thought would have emerged as technologies in days to come. AI is disrupting so many things, but AI is here to stay. One way for a government is a challenge because we need to keep focusing on skilling, upskilling, reskilling to ensure that the children are able to, the youth are able to take up with the opportunities that come in. Because more of AI is lack of employment, less of employment is a ratio which we normally work on, and we would like to know what we can do there. We are in a system of collaboration, and that's how we started with the policy. Startup and IT policy 2017. Startups started getting recognition. Today we are roughly about 543 startups in Goa registered, certified through the center and through the state government, which are operating in different verticals. There was a time when we were talking about Silicon Valley as one place where everybody has to go there and work. Today you can sit here, you can make a product here, you can sell it somewhere else, you can do things over here and your ideas can work anywhere in the world. But it's something which you need to focus upon that amka success to failure retuch karna. A startup is a story about less success and more failures. I always believe that is why when we talk about a startup ecosystem, I told the Chief Minister, I said seed funding dita astana पुढे फाटी पोवपाची गरज ना. Matching grant dita astana पुढे फाटी पोवू नका. शेवटी आमच्या गोंयकार भुरग्यांक समज आमी दिता, either who are in the job or who want to get a job or who want to be as a startup entrepreneur, we need to push him. Success is the later story which will be happy upon if he is able to transit. But giving him that push at a time is very important because sometimes two failures and the third time that fellow says आपल्याक पुढे आणि काम करपाचेच गरज ना, आपल्याकडे जावचेच ना. This I think is something which we should be very strong upon. If I am hell bent upon doing something, Prajot is one test case here in Goa. Test case means not test me, but he is a guy who started at a time and he was speaking about Google and all when we were just trying to find out what it is. Today Sundar Pichai is handling the CEO of Google is an Indian, which is a moment of pride for all of us. Today Google is driving almost the whole ecosystem. The Chrome card, Tancha आणि कितने card चालत असतात, which you know that the products are driving the whole ecosystem of technologies, which has made life so easy and simpler. But that drive and that trust, I don't know if Prajot speaks about his life, how he started. There have been a lot of ladders of failure, and that is the time I always quote Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison as a quote was something which always keeps you going in a manner which keeps you motivated. तो सदांच फेलियर जावन आणि शेवटी कोट दिलो की I have not failed म्हणून. I have just found 10,000 different ways that don't work म्हणून. They just don't work. So it is not the time for you to go back and start thinking what went wrong. You have to see what goes right. And ताच्या खातीर आज जेन्ना we are talking about different ways, we need to know how we can thrive the digital economy, how we can participate in the digital economy, how we can look at transforming the businesses. Today, every business today wants technology-driven products, and AI is driving the whole industry. Healthcare, somebody came with the idea on a healthcare, which was something very innovative. So products, what we can do is something which here we cannot sit and talk to you. But as a government today, we have opened our hands. We want to embrace technology. In the digital economy, what the Prime Minister calls is a very important tool in terms of talking about Vikasit Bharat 2047. Vikasit Bharat 2047 and what our Dr. Pramod Sawant talks about Goa Vikasit being by 2047, all of you have a role to play. All of you all are leaders in your own scape, and that is why everything what you go to drive is not only going to drive Goa, but is going to drive the economy of the country. I was just telling Prajot, म्हाका आमकां हांगा दोनूच आसता, एक आसा economics and दुसरें आसा employment. And ताज्या खातीर we have started collaborating with the industry and the academia for years. For my last tenure with Manohar Bhai to now with Dr. Pramod Sawant, the funda is very simple. Policies are not driven by us. Policies are made as per what you people need. Policies are driven by what you guys can make and the industry can move. That is what we want to, because tuzo success is our success. You all are going to come out of college and maybe after this you all are going to talk about your passion and your dreams which you want to make alive. But there are things which you can build up as a career by now, because the policies which are already in there can allow you to groom yourself right from the college stage itself. At the startup amendment policy earlier, which I think will be coming by this month, which will allow you to even get support from the government during your project days. आम्ही जेव्हा कॉलेजीन गेले, we realized that when the type of projects the students are making today are amazing. But it is the same story what we used to have. आम्ही कॉलेजीन असताना गाडी करपाक ट्राय केली. Total आहे 70,000 कोट त्यांना, 70,000 with the chassis, with the whole thing, the motor to be brought, everything, the transmission to be done. 70,000 was the cost. Our father did not have money. We came from a very middle class family. But since we didn't have the money, we had to beg, borrow and steal. त्यांना कोण तो VC आणि तुझा तो angel funding आणि कोण नशिल्लो, angel नशिल्ले. We had to just move around, beg and borrow. We couldn't steal also. So at that particular point of time, we realized that we didn't have that money to support a project. And instead of running on the ideas, we were running around money. So as we thought of transiting today, we said why not give them that support at the college stage? So management of that college can talk about first 3 or first 2 projects which need to be supported with funding, which the government will fund to a particular extent. That will be the support for that particular person to go and pick up the project of his choice. You put less time on running around the finances around it and get into the project making. Neville, which college we had gone the other day? PCC, no? We went to PCC. Those guys have been doing something. I don't know if there are students from PCC over here.
Maximum.
Asa?
Yes. Maximum.
Yes.
Give a shout out to yourself. You have been doing a good job. But it is something which you could actually look at the children of today, where they are evolving themselves. And I think it's a great, interesting story that Goa can build upon. We are here to sit, collaborate with you. AI is going to drive the whole thing in the future, which you cannot stop, I cannot stop. We have to be equipped to handle it. And from our own weight, we are trying to make life easier. We are trying to get a system of governance in the few days to come, where our last tenure on Goa online hadili, which today residence certificate, income certificate, all these certificates available online was done by me during my last tenure with Monar Bhai. Today I want to transit it and get it on WhatsApp, and maybe in the next couple of months you'll get the same services. 241 different services of government which are online will be available on WhatsApp for you with a touch of a finger. So आम्ही ज्यांना CSC म्हणताले त्यांच्यान ग्रामीण मित्र म्हणताले, from ग्रामीण मित्र transiting to your fingertips. So you can sit at home, download your certificates, put your DigiLocker together, get going is something which we'll look at. We are trying to get a hackathon very soon, where there will be startups who will be involved in a lot of problem solving issues, which will be making things easier for us also and for you all also. So it's a time for young innovators to develop a lot of AI driven solutions that can also contribute to Goa's future. It's something which I can keep talking upon, but I know there are a lot of things to be done today. So whether the real world challenges are involved in governance, infrastructure, healthcare, education, environment, I think the youth of today have a role to play. आणि हांगा सरकार कितें करता त्यापेक्षा आमी सरकारा बरोबर आमी कितें करूंक शकता ते पॉलिसी ड्राइव करपा जाय, वी आर रेडी. पॉलिसी चेंज करपा जाय, वी आर रेडी. As long as it takes care of the interest of our children, where the bigger challenge is the brain drain. आमी पयर we took a analysis of the type of children who pass out, the youth who pass out, and the employment opportunities available. The average table data which we got from every college is a total employment with all the policies. We are getting an employment of about 72%. 72% are directly getting employed from the IT domain of the graduates and the undergraduates and the people who pass out. Balance 28% is a mix. That 28%, some are getting into father's businesses, getting self-employed, not going into this domain. So that 28% is something which I have told our department to start driving now, so that we are able to have 100% opportunity created for people who are passing out of IT, ITS and related subjects, which allow them to have confidence. The major challenge is the opportunities need to be created in Goa. Amcha Honorable Union Minister Piyush Goyal ji announced about in the budget about GCC happening in 2 states. We are ambitiously looking at one of that being created in Goa as an ecosystem, which will allow us to drive major companies in one area, create an overall ecosystem of IT, which long we have been waiting for. The challenge always has been, can the industry आपयता ते म्हणतात talent असा काय म्हणून, आणि talent ना जाल्यार आमी येवन कितें करतले काय म्हणून. So we just had one common friend from Pune who has been with Prajot, so who has been here in this forum talking about how people have been doing road shows in Pune and states like UP and Bihar coming into Pune and doing road shows. So माझो प्रश्न आशिल्लो तो UP आणि बिहाराक व्हरपाक समज पुणेचे वचपाक रेडी आसा, गोंया कित्याक न्ही काय म्हणून. If there is an ecosystem which comes from driven from UP, I am not discounting any state, but I think our literacy level, English speaking and understanding technology is definitely far superior in the state of Goa with the talent that we have in terms of the youth that are there. Outside and time, Gana, we are going to redefine the future. Today is going to be a great day for all of you all to explore AI's practical applications, gain insights from all the global experts and engage in hands-on experience with AI-powered tools and solutions. I think you should make the best of this opportunity, gain a lot of deeper understanding of AI's potential and discover how it can be driven and how it can drive innovation in the state of Goa. We are working with AI-driven growth, ensuring that young innovators like you have the resources and opportunities to succeed. And whatever project comes out with this, one thing is very sure, this year we'll have a lot of more conferences, a lot of more events for you guys to have much more exposure in different products, which will allow you to stabilize yourself, give yourself a more better exposure and plan your future. I convey my best wishes to all of you. I hope that you guys will do something which will make us all smile, find success in your life, at the same time find a success path for driving the digital economy of Goa. I congratulate Prajot that he's been one guy who's been standing tall and always been coming with innovative ideas right from day one. Last time, sometimes our department falls short of following up with him. But these are guys who have been the key drivers of the Goa's IT story today. Nitin Yasa, Prajot Yasa. Nitin has been one guy who, when you talked about D-Link, we never knew what was D-Link. But it always connected you with internet and gave you many things. And that is the time D-Link was a story which started in Goa, from Goa. Similar stories had to be built upon. We call upon Nitin and the whole ecosystem from Goa to work together for building a IT-driven, technology-driven state of Goa to build up the digital economy, build up the economics and build up the employment. Once again, best wishes to all of you. Thank you.